Lost 6-1. Oh, well, she was. How you doing? I'm good.
I didn't do it. We'll see.
They're gonna.
Yeah, it's muted.
I see. And.
Yeah, it's
Like your.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, deep.
How come we don't have a camera?
Come out of there just doing the so cool.
Okay.
It was 91 when
You mean it's manually?
Oh, I'm sorry.
How come this is?
I know.
Do that. Maybe just it. Screw it.
Didn't come up. I'm sure it came right up.
Yeah, we already had the.
Minimize. Thank you.
Ladies. Nice.
So people can hear us.
It's there, but no.
Can't see us.
Well, we had picture before.
Click on live on YouTube, right? Did that. And it's on the YouTube channel. Did that. Type meeting. Yep. Cool. Click go live. Just to take you to YouTube.
Be sure them is that
YouTube.
what is 7B? Okay,
Here.
I did that.
YouTube. Sound. Take us from that. Turn on sound. Turn on. Feel free to minimize any programs you're not. Picture. Every.
I never like draw that. Why did it drop?
I don't know. We lost the picture when I did the dots.
7A.
Next out of the chat line, you go right. Get someone that's all in there, see what happens. Like always. Leaving on.
We're right here. We are on. It's on there. Just don't have a picture.
Okay, there you go.
Should
Next out of the chat line.
I just go out of
Someone that's all in there, see what happens. Like always.
start over?
Leaving on. We got too many screens.
You have live over there.
It's on there, just to make a picture. There you go. It's right there.
Yeah, get that out of the place. X out over there.
There it is.
Okay, well, we're really there.
Okay. Is it say you have to go to start virtual camera?
We're still showing the same.
It takes a few minutes, seconds to get there.
You stopped.
You stop the camera.
Wait.
No, start camera. There you go. Hit start. Okay.
There.
Now
We're down to the Zoom.
hit that. And then if you want to go to full screen,
It's on Zoom now.
go to full screen right there.
I see you.
Camera's working?
Yep. So it was. Now it's stopped. I mean, it'll get it.
I think it'll come back.
It's that.
Call this meeting your order. Or you do roll call, please.
Zarzel,
Here,
Kynette,
here.
Cameron, here, Cook.
Here.
Here.
Please silence all cell phones. We'll do pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I had a long talk with the MTA attorney today on trying to get some information on number 3, number 4, and number 11 on the agenda. She recommended I get a hold of the township attorney. And she said, when's your meeting? I said, tonight. I talked to her. She called me back at 3 o'clock. And she says, if you're not ready as a mediator, you can table these number 3, number 4, and number 11, and I would like to table number 12 until August 4th. We'll have another meeting. She suggested go 2 meetings a month. And she says the meeting shouldn't be no more than 2 hours. She says I prefer an hour and a half. So with everything on here, I think it's proper.
I don't agree.
Well, that's fine.
I also don't agree.
Okay.
I,
And also what she said, she says, who's making out your agenda? And I said, the administrative assistant. She says she shouldn't be the one okaying it. She said she can make it out, but it's up to you as a mediator to make sure it's within those timelines, to take out what you want or what you need. And she says, they don't like that, have the clerk assist you.
Most of the items on here, I know it looks long, but they can be gotten through in a matter of minutes.
yeah, and reading through the information that came with them, it looked like they would be pretty easily decided.
Okay, I would still, because I have no information on number 3. I'd like to table that until the next meeting. I don't see no problem with that.
What don't you have information on? Tammy sent over information in advance.
I'm talking about from the attorney.
That was all, those were approved by the attorney. Number 3,
I didn't see no attorney's email.
how would you need to?
Well, I wanna know his response was.
He approved the policies.
Number 3 isn't,
How do I know that?
number 3 isn't a policy. So number 3, you have in our ordinance right now that it requires a performance guarantee for temporary dwellings. If you read section 1409.
I guess I'm sorry, it was number 11.
Number 3 or number 11?
Number 11.
It's a big difference.
I know that, that's why I said I made a mistake.
Okay, so number 11 we're looking at,
That one, I believe,
that is the one that you brought forward.
the discussion of the policy for special land use permit annual review, yes, and the attorney approved the verbiage of that one.
How do I know that?
Can bring up emails. So, but I'm in contact with him to make sure that the verbiage was correct. That one. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know what else you want to know. I can't write a policy to save my life, so believe me, I was in touch with someone that could guide me along that process.
Okay,
But after all the problems we've had with Mr. Barnum, I felt bad that he had to come in here. If our planning commission were able to go over the policies for the special land use permits annually, then we would all be aware of what's open. and
but
what's
he didn't
there.
have a special land use permit, he had a permit,
We have a permit,
yes.
yes. So was,
But what I'm saying, it wasn't a special land use permit.
okay, but going forward, I think it would be nice to know what is open, what special land use permits are open. And that way nothing falls between the cracks and we're not all of a sudden surprised by.
So what do you mean, it's open, it has a.
Well, this should be done at the discussion.
I'm talking to Laura.
This needs to be done at discussion.
Well, we're trying to figure out whether to stay on there.
Well, I think
I
should
did
be
not
on
like
there.
when Mr. Worth came in here and started listing people's properties and. He,
But those are ones we didn't know about.
exactly,
Mm.
but we would have known about them had we had an annual review. I feel it would just put us more in knowledge of what's going on.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We'll go through this, but next time I'm gonna go through it and make sure within timeline. That it fits. And if there's more than what we need, I feel, we'll have 2 meetings.
Okay. But I do feel, once we get going, these things, most of them. are
Okay,
pretty
I'll
quick.
take your word for that.
Thank you. Also, before we approve the agenda, I do need to make some changes from last meeting minutes. We had approved the sextons to get paid for 21 hours, and it was actually 24 hours. So I wanted to bring that to resident attention. So if you go back to two
Right.
readings, at the very bottom, let's see, number
Number 4.
6. They were asked for compensation for the sextons over and above the weekly pay because of the storm damage they had to clean up. She requested 21 hours for each of them. And when I went back with Jack the next day, it was actually 24 hours for each of them.
24.
So you want to amend it to say 24 hours,
Yes,
corrected, I guess.
yes.
You got no other questions, Laura?
That I know.
Okay, you can correct me.
You are not, as long as you guys all agree with it, I think that was any of that. And we have to. Do something. Something we can attention to bullying units. And then corrected this to 20.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
There's been a motion to approve the agenda as written, it's been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Minutes of the last meeting, June 16th, and a special meeting, June 30th.
I make a motion to approve June 30th meeting and also June 16th meeting with corrections.
Or there's been a motion to approve the June 16th with corrections and the June 30th special meeting. It's been seconded. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Treasury report.
You'll notice that the refuse correction. The amount in the fund. And I don't see a bills paid out for us to sign. Is it in there?
Oh, I,
Usually we have one on the desk. We all vote.
yeah, I wonder if it was in there for the rest of them.
Initial this one?
Just the last week.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Support.
There's been a motion to pay the bills, been supported. Is there any discussion? Not, Laura, need a roll call, please?
Trainer,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Loomis,
Yes.
Cameron, yes, and Jarzel.
Hello. Yes.
Okay, public comment. Any public comment? Okay, since there's no public comment, new business, Millington Summer Festival parking lot use, August 6th through 9th. The old fashioned days, people use our electricity in our parking lot for the old summer festival. I think that's what all I got to say about it.
Okay.
Okay, number 2, state police officer parking lot use. Anybody know about that?
I do.
Laura?
Officer Pisha, he used to work here for the township, through school. He's now a state trooper and he asked if he can park his police vehicle here when he goes home. Something about it's not allowed to take it all the way home. So it would not be all the time. Right now he's been parking it over along with the village. But he just asked if he could have permission to use the parking lot for his police vehicle at times.
We have
Did
done
you-
that in the past.
Did you tell them about the summer festival?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah. Actually, Jackie did.
okay,
It's not gonna be available at that time, and I offered the library as a backup at that place, or at that
Okay.
time, for those things.
okay, discussion of resolution established minimum performance guarantee.
So I brought this forward to the board to consider. Section 14.09 of the Millington Township zoning ordinance authorizes the zoning administrator to issue temporary dwelling permits during the construction of a permanent single-family residence. Subsection E of this section requires that a performance bond, letter of credit, or cash deposit be posted with the township treasurer to guarantee removal of the temporary dwelling. The ordinance does not, however, specify the required amount of the financial guarantee, leaving it to the discretion of the township. I am in receipt of an application to temporarily occupy a shed or garage structure during home construction, and therefore I find it necessary to establish a consistent and reasonable standard for setting this amount. Based on a review of the likely cost associated with removing improvements that make an accessory structure usable as a dwelling, and considering the cost of potential enforcement actions, I'm recommending the following. That the board establish a minimum required financial guarantee in the amount of $3,000 for all temporary dwellings that involve the use of a shed, garage, or similar structure. In cases where the proposed improvements are more extensive, the township may require a higher amount up to $5,000 at the discretion of the zoning administrator. And I've provided you with the document that you might use to make such a resolution.
I have a question.
Sure.
What if they want to keep the shutter garage? Like,
You can totally keep the shutter garage. This provision allows you to make that shutter garage a temporary dwelling. But then after you have erected, after the construction of your single residence is done, then you're to remove the things that make that shutter garage a dwelling so that it reverts back to a shutter or garage. That's the premise of the ordinance.
So is this amendment to the ordinance where we have to go through all the,
It is not an amendment to the ordinance. The ordinance provides for a fee, but our fee structure doesn't provide what that fee should be. And so I don't want to make that decision on my own. I think that's something that the board should decide, and I think it's something that should be consistently applied.
So this is already in effect about having to remove,
Yep, if you have a copy of your ordinance, I encourage you to read section 14.09.
so this is basically just setting up the costs.
I just don't know what
That
it
can be
is that you
put-
want me to charge or to,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know what cost you want to associate with that. The ordinance provides for the fee or for the deposit, if you will. But it doesn't provide a dollar amount. I'm assuming that that's something that was probably at one time in our fee schedule, but for whatever reason was dropped in the past. I'm not sure. I can't speak to the history of it, but we don't currently have it included in our fee structure.
Would that go in an escrow?
That would be
Same
the
thing.
idea. Yeah.
Just like the other, okay.
And this is just a suggested amount. The board certainly can reduce that or increase that or whatever you think would be appropriate.
I
think it's too high.
to me, it seems like a lot of money, but that's only my opinion.
and I guess I'm always thinking, I've got 5 kids, they want to come stay with me again. I have a little place where they can stay. I don't know, or I mean.
Well,
even
that's
Temporary
not,
dwelling.
Even if they
but
don't.
that's not what we're
even
even
if they
talking.
Don't, we just have to go through it. I mean, someone built and we've got to go back onto the property to take
Well-
stuff out.
This temporary,
Basically, this doesn't, we're not talking about if we should let them allow it there or not. That's not at all about what it's about. It's about if they would leave, how much, and we have to remove the stuff, how much it is gonna cost to remove what's in there. So that's,
If they vacated the property and just left it, like they didn't finish the house.
Right.
and- Okay.
so that's,
So Laura, my understanding reading the ordinance is that you're not allowed to have a temporary dwelling in addition to your residence. If you want to review the ordinance and you read it differently, I'd be happy to have that conversation, or if you want our attorney to review it, I'm happy to facilitate that conversation. I don't make the ordinances, I'm just tasked with enforcing them. So if you want to make an ordinance amendment that allows for temporary dwellings, that's a completely different conversation. But for my purposes for today, the ordinance reads that you're not allowed to have it. You can have it temporarily while you're building, but then you have to remove everything that makes it a dwelling. And it requires that there is something held in escrow to guarantee that you're gonna remove those things.
so if you think this amount is too much, what amounts would you guys, do you feel you would recommend?
I was thinking 2,000, but I don't know if that's. proper.
Let's say split both those numbers in half. Cause if you're going through the trouble of rebuilding your house, you ain't got an extra 3,000 to 5,000 to put into escrow to.
I just know that in other townships, it's customary,
Yeah, but we put the hardships on the citizens all the time.
Yeah.
I'd rather put the hardship on the township.
and they do get this back,
I know,
they do get
but,
it back. So,
but they gotta come up with it to begin with.
right,
Well, let's say if something would happen, could you put it against their taxes as far as cleanup or not? You can't?
Right.
I think you could, but that would be part of an enforcement, like, you'd have to have a judgment to do so.
Mm.
So that's like a different,
You got to go to court or whatever,
Right.
get a judgment.
and like I said, I have no vested interest one way or the other. I need it to be. I need to bring it to your attention because I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
So if you wanna go 15, if you think 1,500 and 2,500 is more applicable, I mean, that is a possibility.
Okay. Anything else on that? If not, the next one is discussion of policy on public official participation in Kwanzaa judicial proceeding.
So I'm bringing this policy forward for the board to consider. The purpose of this policy is to preserve the integrity, impartiality, and legality of quasi judicial proceedings conducted by the Millington Township Zoning Board of Appeals. This policy will prohibit participation in such proceedings by members of the Township Board and the Planning Commission in order to protect due process rights, avoid conflicts of interest, and reduce legal exposure to the township. As I'm sure you are aware, we've had several zoning board of appeals hearings lately. And our township attorney has consistently advised that both our supervisor as well as planning commission members who have previously voted on zoning board of appeals matters should not be speaking at a zoning board of appeals hearing. Regardless of that recommendation from our township attorney, those individuals have consistently spoken at our zoning board of appeals meetings.
Okay, I read through everything. I do disagree with the no undue presence. If I have time, I like to be at those. I know I can watch them, it's Zoom. But I like to be there. I agree with the not saying anything. And I don't think of myself as an intimidating person. I just like to be there and be part of the whole disciplines.
So our lawyer did say, if the individual wants to appear at the meeting and listen, they can.
So I would like, because number C, it says right there, members should refrain from attending this meeting involving active appeals and planning commission decisions. So I would like to either change the wording that. And I agree, if attendance is necessary, they shall not engage in discussion, advocacy, or non-mutual conduct. 100% got that. But sometimes if I can make it, I like to be there. So I would like to either change the wording on that or, and it goes along with what the lawyer says. But other than that, I
think you should I think you could easily make that adjustment.
Instead of refrain, put discouraged.
Or you could even say members may attend, but
yes.
shall not engage in discussion, advocacy, or neutral conduct. I think you can make that adjustment and serve the same purpose.
So I got a comment on that, for the record, so every board member and office holder in Millington Township takes an oath of office, and it says, I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state, and that I will faithfully discharge duties of the office. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution protects 5 fundamental freedoms: religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition, and ensures that Congress cannot make laws that interfere with these rights. Freedom of speech. This protects the right to express oneself without government censorship or restrictions. So by passing this resolution to censor me, you are indeed censoring and restricting my constitutional rights. I want to put you on notice of this fact. I did not try to coerce, as was alleged by the zoning administrator, instead simply supply information that I thought was beneficial to decide the outcome of the ZBA decision. So the zoning administrator can try to silence myself and others, but you will not take away my constitutional rights that our forefathers fought for.
Robert, I do agree with that 100%. But it does say right in here that there are permissible forms of communication. So anything you want to say can still be said. It's
Well,
just not said.
That's the system then.
Okay.
So also, our lawyer said, if they want to speak, they are speaking as a resident of Millington.
That's what I did.
But you also spoke as a supervisor.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I
so
gave my name and address
anyway,
of the
so
president.
I think what is the fear is, because you are the one that appoints them. And you are the one that
you got that
has
wrong.
power over them, that your presence can be intimidating. I think
It's
that's
listed.
the issue, the presence being intimidating.
You got that wrong, Sharon. The board appoints them, the zoning board of appeals, not the supervisor.
May I speak? The township supervisor comes up with the name and the board votes yes or no, but it
No.
isn't, it's considered an undue influence by anything that I've read in the township books for the supervisor or the board to be saying things. And that's something we do need to listen to our lawyer's opinion because he's got to defend this.
Absolutely not. The board has appointed the ZBA, not the supervisor. Supervisor does a planning commission, I agree, but not the ZBA.
So just to be clear, the zoning administrator didn't allege anything. The zoning administrator is just bringing you the information that our attorney brought to us.
Well, I guess we'll have to figure that out then. Anything else on that?
I think it's time, that's my opinion on this matter, is that we start following our lawyer's advice more frequently than we have been.
Well, you do what you gotta do then.
I don't think we should ever silence anybody's First Amendment right, but
No, but like she
I understand.
like she
He can
noted,
choose
you have
not
to
to
do
speak.
proper channels.
but to force him not to speak.
And I,
They do offer other ways, like Laura said, they do offer other ways of him to get the information that he feels is important for the ZBOA to hear. He can send it in writing form and other forms. So there is other avenues that he can get information to them if he so feels it's appropriate and necessary.
but the bottom line is I signed in as a resident and gave my address. Anything else on that? Okay, MTA training workshops for all board members and zoning administrators.
They look very good, but the one on August 18th and 19th would probably go over our meeting, I believe, in August.
Yeah, I gotta be here the 18th, but I think there was another one in October I might be interested in. I think it's October.
But yes, there is right here, supervisor's professional development retreat.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it was.
so there are, I mean, we can authorize it if anyone is able to go, but they could go,
Absolutely, yeah.
so.
Where are these? I haven't found the address.
They're up by Petoskey or up in,
Oh,
they're,
So we got approved probably overnight stay and stuff.
yeah, they would be like
Miami?
3 hours away, but then you're missing the township meeting, so the only way we could attend is if you rescheduled the township meeting.
No, we can't do that because Heidi's gonna be here the 18th.
There is a zoning and planning workshop that takes place in October. I don't believe the registration for that is available yet, but I would very much like to attend that.
Okay.
I think it's a 2-day training.
Okay,
Okay, planning commission requesting funding for master plan. Luann, you got that?
yeah. Well, we've been talking about updating the master plan. The planning commission discussed at our last meeting, and we brought up some of the things that we noted might be changed from last time to this time, like, well, population has only gone down about 1%. But what is the age of the population from 20 years ago? You know, the general age. Are we a younger community than we were then, or are we an older community for then? We also need to figure out a way to get the opinion of the citizens. Last time they did a poll, it was mailed out to all the homes, but postage is getting outrageous, so that is costly. We could put an announcement in a paper or out there for them citizens to come to a meeting and talk. But we would wonder if we get a high enough percentage of the community to know that. So we figured Wade Trim needs to review this or at least be involved somehow. So we're asking the board to fund that. I have a call in to Adam, but he didn't call back to see if there's some kind of a ballpark or if there's like just an updating cost that, because to do the whole thing over probably isn't necessary. When you look at our master plan, most of the goals seem the way to have go the same route as we have been. But just in case there's any changes, we would need Adam or Wade Trim's help. So mainly, there's a couple of things on the map that would have to be updated, but maybe it doesn't have to be a total overhaul. So we wanted to see what the township thought about funding that, and
Is this something we're gonna get on right away, or
well, we want
can
to
we
get the
get some
ball rolling.
costs? Okay,
Yeah,
Do you have
I
any-
didn't know about cost.
but I don't have, Adam didn't get back with me on that, so. I mean, if we only have to update our maps, that probably isn't gonna be too bad. If he has to go through and update some goals or anything like that, that would be a little more printing.
The only thing I can think of right offhand is the Cooper subdivision. We need to establish that, and
Yeah.
also the commercial property on Birch Run Road, mining piece.
And the brine isn't on the map, that,
The what now?
the salt brine thing, that's not
Is that not,
colored.
is that considered on, in 15 though?
Murphy Lake Road.
Or for like
Or-
15?
Oh.
Yeah, where the
Louis
train
Wilkinson,
tracks,
you're
yeah,
talking about.
I don't think that was on the map, so there's not very many,
Yeah,
we just need to make sure we get them covered.
I think it's important. I think we need to update that stuff, because I know there's some more coming up on Cooper subdivision. So, yeah, I'm all in favor of that. We need to. move
I
forward.
was hoping to bring some kind of a dollar amount or a tentative dollar amount, but we maybe have to wait to hear from him. Or maybe if he can get with you, Bob, to tell you what he thinks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to, he's never contacted me. He said,
Yeah,
that's why I presented to the planning commission. I didn't know what your intentions were,
yeah.
so, okay. Updating YouTube live stream email address. Anybody know anything about that?
I do.
Okay,
That one, and correct me if I'm wrong, from the training that we had, if we have to use that account. I know that if we delete that account, that's very bad, so we have to, but it was misspelled, the name was misspelled, and that just looks very bad when we pull it up.
I found out, the only people that see that are the ones that are starting
That's
it.
us.
It's just, we would always have to correct it
Okay,
before
so
it
that's
goes
all
to
we
the
have to
public.
do is correct it.
Correct it on here.
Okay,
So go ahead, finish.
no, that was it, it was, we have to remember to correct it, and I don't do it, I sit down here
Yeah.
away from all of that.
So that would be maybe put in the just certain instructions to correct it
Okay,
so that it doesn't go out to the public.
yeah,
But I'm just fearful that if we change the address, we have to have a brand new account, and if we lose anything from the past, or they're not able to access it,
so you
that,
just wanna keep it. the
I'm just
same?
wondering if we just leave it as is and know that we have to correct it every time we do a meeting.
How do you feel about that, Joanne?
Yeah, it's not that hard. You gotta put the date in anyway. And if we make it as a step on our
Okay.
paper, I think that'll work fine.
so it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Not
Sounds
that
like
I
it.
know about it. Revision of FOIA form,
That's in
okay,
the FOIA, okay, printed off the original copy as a FOIA request. And I have a new revised, actually, if we flip to the second page. Oh, well, not my second page, it's the regular one.
advice.
There are two,
Yes.
yes.
There's two.
I missed it, the first one. So everything on the first page that's highlighted in yellow are changes that I made. Anything that is in red are words that I took out. So the completed form is the one, this is the second one.
A revised one,
Yes, and
Okay.
needed to change, like, we were charging people, or it was on there that we charge people 15 cents per page. And our attorney said we're only allowed to charge 10 cents per page. So, like, that's down here in the bottom yellow item. And I just added a couple of grammatical changes, like capitalizing words, and also I added a whole line for month or year of the requested event information. Because I've had a couple requests, I have no clue what they're referencing, so I don't even know where to start looking for the information they want. And I added the line of phone number because I have no way to contact them. Other than mailing them something, because the only line we had on there was address, so. Those are the changes that I made to the FOIA form, and I would just like approval.
Which, this one is the one you want.
This is this is the new one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, so this is the new one, and these are the changes that were made from.
I thought you said the yellow is what you removed.
Which what I added, like, by adding it, it was a change from the original one.
Okay,
Does anyone have any questions on that one?
No.
Okay, then I'm moving right into the burial order form. The sextons requested that I update the burial order form. That's to add some things like we just had name on the original form, if you look at the bottom half. And that, so we didn't have last, middle name, first name. And with some families that can get a little tricky, because if you just put a first and a last name without a middle name, you know, lots of times with fathers and sons, they have the same name. Some people have a nickname. And then also is there a headstone present or a vault or urn size, and also room for a home number and a cell phone number. So those were the changes that they requested that I make. So those were the changes that I made on there. Are you guys have any questions on those?
It's fine to me.
Yeah. You use them every day, so you know more about it than I do.
And this, once, if the sextons request something, I try to get that done, because they do a lot.
Okay, number 10, discussion of policy to notify residents when an agenda.
That's all sweet. So with Mr. Burnham, last time he was in here and, I asked him how he found out. He said it was just through the grapevine. After talking to our attorney, we're technically not obligated to notify people, but I just think it's a common courtesy, a nicety that we can do. So I did draft this policy with the help of the attorney. And, it says right in there, notification method. For these items, the township clerk will notify affected property owners. This will primarily be done by sending a notice via first class mail to the owners listed in the township's records. This notice should be sent as soon as the township knows that the property will be on the meeting agenda. Other methods such as posting a notice on the property or a phone call may also be used if the clerk deems it appropriate. Just because like we had the special meeting, I think we discussed it on like a Friday and it was gonna be on a Monday.
Mhm.
So I mean, in that case, first class mail is just not gonna cut it. So, but I just wanted us to be on the same page that if someone is going to be on our agenda, that we do our best to reach out to them and let them know that they're going to be on the agenda.
Now, should it be for any reason that they're gonna be mentioned on the agenda or just because they got property?
The property, if the property, and
I'm just wondering if we're gonna discuss something else that concerns them, should we
if you wanted to.
notify
Well,
them?
it says this
I'm just-
policy outlines procedures for notifying property owners when their specific property is scheduled for discussion at the township board meeting. So that's, or planning commission meeting or the zoning board of appeals.
Okay, I'm just wondering if it affects, let's say if it's something else other than property, should we notify them on some decision that we're gonna make?
I honestly
I'm
didn't
just
think
asking.
about that because I don't, how many times do we just talk about someone
Well,
outside of their property? Usually we're just here to talk about their property, so,
no, Laura, I'm just throwing that out there.
yeah, no, I didn't. I did
Okay.
not.
Do you have an example that you've thought of or not?
No,
Cause
Okay.
it's very.
I'm just
possible
thinking
that
anything that
something-
we talk about somebody, let's say a zoning issue or something, or I guess that would
But
be
it's still the
property.
property. Yeah, I don't think we discuss people separated from their property.
Okay.
So that was number 10.
For 11, discussions, policy for special land use annual review.
That was the next one. Which, did you guys all have a chance to look through it?
I did.
Yep.
Robert, I know you've had some concerns.
Well, my concern was, I'd like to know what the attorney says about this. Did he draw this up or? What's
He
his,
approved it.
he did approve
He
it.
did approve.
Okay, that's what my concern was, because I didn't know.
I feel it is important that they do go over
What,
the active permits and look at them and and let them know that their permit is coming up and that it just would be a good way to say, are they still within their permit? Do they have complaints? Do they have no complaints? And just to know what permits are out there and are active.
I think it's also a good way to catch problems before they become problems. If there's an issue that came up and it's during the year review, or at the year review, we can talk to that permit holder and say, hey, here, this came into question, and you get it discussed and fixed before there's a problem. That would make it a lot easier in the long run for the planning commission. At first, we're gonna have a little extra work reviewing these as they come, but I think it's a good idea.
so let's say if I got a special land use permit and the rules change, am I obligated to change the?
Not until you ask for a change, an increase or or until,
Unless
if
there's a
it's one,
change. In other
yeah,
words,
if
you
there's,
can't come up to me and say, hey, you know, this,
if it's one that comes up for renewal every so many years. At the time of the renewal, that's when the changes happen. Just your annual review, no. If you don't have one that's time limited, you will keep going as long as that permit is active.
And in compliance.
And in compliance. Yeah,
And in compliance.
because Catherine and I also talked about special land use permit, and she said that permit follows the land.
If it's within
if
the
if
same,
it's in compliance,
if it's
then
the same as what was there before.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. If
Yeah.
you're gonna change it, you need to come in with a site
Right,
plan and stuff.
exactly.
You're absolutely right about that. But
Yeah.
let's say let's say got a beauty shop and I want to sell it, that beauty shop stays,
Right, right.
correct?
yeah, as long as it
Okay.
stays a beauty shop, they wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to switch it
If
to
it changes, then
a
you gotta
dog
come in
groomer,
and,
then they would have to
Yeah.
come in, yeah.
I agree.
And these are just reviews, these are not changes.
Okay, that was another concern I had.
Just to be clear, some of our special land use permits do say that they're non-transferable. So in those situations, the condition that's been placed on those permits is that they aren't transferable to someone who's purchasing
Does that follow the law?
them.
Yeah,
Because
that,
the reason why I asked, because I've had two attorneys tell me that the permit stays with the land.
but if she's saying the
There's a
wording of the
condition
permit when it was issued
Okay,
is what, and that might be old words, but we have to do that. That's where with these reviews, we'll know which ones aren't transferable and which ones are. It'll keep us up to date on all of the different ones that we have. Most of ours are,
The short-term rentals are non-transferable.
yeah, and that's written into the permit when they get it.
but they can come in and apply for another one.
Yes,
For you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Please Tahoe service, maintenance and repairs.
That was me. After the last, we had the special meeting. And we had an issue with the Tahoe we had developed, one of the tires had developed to slow leak. And Deputy Clerk had approached me about getting it either patched, or plugged, I'm sorry, and we're getting new tires. And I knew that was the second tire that would have been plugged, and I talked to the mechanic, Dennis from Tuscola County Sheriff's Office. He's the one who took care of the first tire. And after talking to him, we found out that the mileage, we were within 6,000 miles of getting new tires. He said they lived a pretty good life. I didn't want them running around on two plugged tires. So after the last meeting, Sharon and I discussed it and we went ahead and got new tires put on there, which brought me back to how much we paid when we had it done at McDonald Chevrolet. I pulled out the receipts from the last time and I compared how much McDonald Chevrolet cost us for, let's see, they did a front and rear brake replacement, mount and balance 4 tires, and an oil change. That was $4,769.15. The quote for the same exact service from the Tuscola County Sheriff's mechanic was $2,415.80. And that was with a lower grade tire, like the McDonald Chevrolet, their lower grade tire. The sheriffs like to run the Nokian tires. And so I said, well, how much is it with the upgraded tires? And they said that would be $2,580.56. So that's almost half of what we're paying at McDonald's. Not to mention, when our police cruisers go down there, they have to remove all of their special equipment from there. Those guys do not work on police vehicles regularly. When he goes to Dennis, he's able to drop his vehicle off. He can leave it as it is. Dennis has background check. He can work on it, get it done quickly. And he gives him a loaner vehicle. So our sheriff's deputy is not down anytime. He's not sitting, waiting for these things to be done. So the money alone, I am very cheap. The money alone speaks for itself. But then with him not just sitting down there waiting for it to get done, he can keep working. I just think that's good. Let me quick make sure.
What is your question?
Can we switch to having Dennis do all of the work?
Why do we have McDonald's doing any of that? Is that a?
That's
Because that's been our policy that
It
take
is.
it to the.
Because they're local.
They're paying us approximately $40,000 a year in taxes.
Well, we're giving a good
We're getting it back.
10% back.
Well,
That was
Is
a,
there an
dis-
actual policy or is that just past practice?
no, we passed that,
there was a discussion with different board members that some of them wanted to keep it all local and some of them thought that it was best to do it and I feel these are very good things to be brought up to reconsider the policy and we were told at the special meeting that we should make the decisions as the police board, so maybe,
But we're a committee and we're not, I don't think committees are allowed to make those monetary decisions in a long-term capacity.
okay, but I
So-
mean, that was a time effective
Yes.
matter that needed to be,
well, that's just a maintenance issue. I mean, you got money in your budget for maintenance on that vehicle. So you didn't need a board approval for that.
well, we would like to be able to go where we feel it's the best for bang for our buck and the best service for our dollars.
Well, I believe in supporting those who support us, but that's my opinion. Okay, violation letters.
So in your board packet, you have received 2 warning letters, for case numbers 2025-007 and for case numbers 2025-009. Both of these are blight violations. You have a copy of the letters with a copy of the photographs that were taken as part of the investigation. I'm bringing these for your approval. With the board's approval, it will be mailed out by Jackie tomorrow.
And it looks like we need to update one to contact zone ordinance complaint form. Your name is not on there.
So this is actually submitted on an old form. So the form has already been updated. They just had an old form when they sent it in.
Okay.
But thank you for noticing.
You're welcome. I've done an updated form.
Yep, they just didn't have the corrected form.
I've got a question. If you recognize there's a violation, why do you need our okay to send letters out?
I don't
I
know
mean-
that I need it. I would prefer it.
That way, nobody can say they,
Well, I mean, she is a zoning administrator, it's her job and I
Well, we've had
agree.
this conversation before, Robert, and I feel
Yes.
like you often say it's your job, but then you criticize the job that I'm doing. So I want to be incredibly transparent on what I'm doing and how I'm completing my job so that I know that I have the board's support.
Yeah, I guess so. I just don't understand why, but I guess.
Past
Okay.
actions has caused it.
Okay. Okay, that's it for the new business zoning administrators report.
So, I was tasked by the board to investigate several different properties. And so, one that isn't on the list, but that's because we just received information, Tri-County Aggregate, I want to say 2 meetings ago, you authorized me to send a letter to them with a resolution to the matter that was before the zoning board of appeals. That letter was sent to them. We haven't received a response until literally this afternoon. So there is a response here that I haven't had an opportunity to look at yet. So I just wanted to make you aware of the fact that we did hear back from the property owner, but as of today, we don't have a resolution to that matter. It's still an ongoing conversation. 2 things that I believe we do have a resolution to, or I'm hopeful that we have a resolution to, is I'm gonna actually do these in reverse order because I think that will make more sense as I'm explaining them. So the first is the zoning status of Barnum Auto Salvage. After speaking to the property owner, doing some investigation around the matter and having very lengthy conversations with our attorney, it has been decided that the Barnum Auto Salvage does qualify as a legal prior non-conforming use under section 15.01 of the Millington Township zoning ordinance, and as such, the use may continue lawfully so long as it remains in continuous operation and is not expanded in a way that increases its non-conformity. I put the very specific sections of our ordinance in this letter. it speaks to, non-conforming use is discontinued if for 12 consecutive months. It's not in service, and it talks about prospective buyers should be made aware of the limitations and conditions that are applicable to the non-conforming use. The attorney said that by sending this letter to the property owner, that the township has done its due diligence in informing the current owner and prospective buyers of those limitations and conditions. So I'm bringing this letter to you for your approval, and with your approval, I can hand it to the property owner who I did invite to come to tonight's meeting.
I think it looks very good. And
Possibility I can do that before they look at it?
Oh, I would be happy to share it with you.
Well, we want to move on to New Light, when Bob gets a chance to read that.
So New Light potentially could fall under the same type of legal non-conforming use, but as I explained, it's a legal non-conforming use until they are enlarged upon, expanded, or extended. And so with New Light, we have a different situation because they are in fact asking for a zoning permit to expand. And so as a result of their wanting a zoning permit to expand, we do need to do something different. And so again, very lengthy conversations with our township attorney, and the township attorney has advised that the appropriate path forward is to apply for a conditional rezoning agreement that would be authorized under Article 21 of the Millington Township zoning ordinance. This process allows a property owner to voluntarily offer conditions that limit the use of the property in exchange for rezoning to ensure compatibility with surrounding properties while bringing the site into compliance with zoning laws. And so I've drafted a similar letter. The attorney has reviewed both of them. And with the board's approval, this letter will, I think we have them in the audience tonight.
Can I comment on this?
Sure.
Dr. Watkins here, he went ahead and he got a hold of me because they want to expand. A couple years ago, this township let him put a pavilion up, no problems. So I went, this is supposed to be used as not commercial, supposed to be
Ag residential.
agriculture, okay? So I go to the county and I looked up the GIS and went to the Register of Deeds, and I'll give this to you guys. It's back to, well, that building was built in 1973 when it was a Legion. It's got a commercial kitchen, he has to be commercialized to the county, to the health department. And it says right here, this parcel is commercial improved, and it's back to 2023. But you guys are more than welcome to see that. We're not asking for special favors here, but he wants to add on. He wants to preserve the jobs out there, put jobs ahead of this. If we wait for the zoning board and it come back to here, we're gonna be getting cold weather. We're not saying we don't want to do this, what the township wants. What we want is a building permit so we can get started. So when cold weather gets here, they can get it closed in. I don't see why we can't do that for him. I mean, he's been out there for years. That's a commercial building. I don't know where it got dropped from the township to the county, but as you can see, it says right there, that is a commercial building. When Galen Reinhardt owned that building, and then he sold it to Dr. Watkins, it was under a commercial. Okay, so if you guys want to do this, that's fine, but let's let Dr. Watkins get started and move forward before it gets cold weather. If he wait, he's got to wait to the 11th to go to the zoning board, and then he's got to come back here the following month. You're going to be in September, October.
Actually, look at it, Bill, ever since that building was built, it was for commercial use.
Exactly.
American Legion rented it out, that's commercial use.
So
It was
I don't know
never
where it got
followed
dropped.
up, it was never followed up back then, and I know I had discussion with you and
Yes.
Alvin, I said, we need to do what we can for Rick,
Yes,
cause this has gotta get going.
yes, and like I
And
said,
it's our fault, it got dropped.
that's right. It's the township's fault, and nobody on this board did it. It's just one of those things that between the township and the county, that says it's commercial. You guys say it's
It says
residential.
commercial improved. So what exactly does commercial improve mean, Robert?
Well, and that's the tax record, which is different from.
Yeah, it's not a zoning, it's the tax record, correct?
Right, and he's
Yeah,
nonprofit,
to the
he's
property.
nonprofit, so he don't pay taxes.
I know.
So all we're asking for, we're not trying to buck the system. All we're trying to do is move forward so we can get a building permit, so she can issue one, so we can go to the county and get a building permit, and let's move forward on doing what you guys want to do with changing these properties, but I don't see where it's Dr. Watkins' fault that the
No,
township way back when dropped the ball.
yep, absolutely.
And I'm sure he's not against let's do what's right, but we're trying to get some jobs out here.
Yep,
So if this board and the other board is holding it up. So all I'm asking for is to let him get a building permit and let's move forward.
So I can't legally give him a building permit without following the ordinances. And so I am working with the attorney to be sure that I'm following the ordinances. I certainly don't want to prohibit anyone in any way from maintaining their business. That was the direction of the board, is that we wanted to make sure that we supported them. We appreciate the fact that they're in our community. The path forward that's been recommended, the only path forward that was provided, with the conditional rezoning agreement. So that would require a public hearing that could be scheduled for the planning commission in their next month. And then they could bring it to the board on that following week. And I think within a month, we could have that done in accordance with our.
But we're still back down 30 days, and when that was put together, this man already owned that property. That's not fair to him.
But we still have to follow the laws and the rules,
So who made that rule?
Well, it's in the ordinance.
In the ordinances from
ordinances. right?
2020, when we approved those ordinances.
Okay,
We
so,
want to do it right this time, so there's not any problem for him in the future.
and we don't want any problems in the
So if
future.
we can-
All we're asking for is just a little leniency by the township so he can get started.
We can't do leniency, we have to follow the steps, because when we try to do it lenient and not follow the proper steps, it's not that we don't want him to build, that's not the issue, it's not that we don't want them there. But we have to follow the proper steps, or else we get pulled into,
Okay, is he gonna have to pay the money?
huh?
Is he gonna have to pay the money to go to the zoning board?
There isn't a fee for that.
Oh, that was told it was what, $250?
Escrow that.
no, that's for zoning board of appeals.
Oh, okay.
So that's if there's a special meeting.
Right, if there's a special meeting, then you have to pay. So if we wait to the 11th,
I would dare say, I'm not Elvin, but if I dare to say, I think he could have a special meeting shortly, and we could, it's
There's
actually the
ways
township, it's actually the township's problem. I don't think he should pay a fee.
I don't either.
Why is it a township problem?
Because we never zoned it properly to begin with.
Back in 1973, they never zoned it
We
properly.
never zoned it properly. We didn't do our job. That's why it's our
But
problem.
are we doing our job diligently this time?
Well, what I'm saying, we can accelerate,
I think that's.
because
what
it's clearly
it
not
is.
Rick's
Yeah,
fault.
yeah,
Because
but
as a planning commission would do a hearing at their September meeting and bring it to the board the following.
At the
Okay.
August meeting.
August,
Yeah,
August.
we could do it at our August meeting
That's what I
and
meant.
get the ball rolling.
Next month, yes.
But if he did a special meeting, he could, it could be done before.
But I don't think you would have time for a special meeting because you still need time to publish appropriately. And if we don't publish appropriately, then we're still not compliant.
I think that's what, is it 18?
I think it's 18 days, or 18, yeah. Oh, well, that's for our meeting.
Special meetings.
this is to be published in the paper, so many days ahead of
Right.
So how does he go about doing that?
He doesn't have to do anything other than receive my letter, and then there's an agreement that he would need to have, and I suggested that. I don't know who's who, I'm sorry, I talked to you on the phone. Are you Mr. Baxter?
Right.
Mr. Baxter, so I've talked to Mr. Baxter on the phone. And I've talked to, is it Dr.
Rick.
Thank you, Rick. I talked to Rick, he said that he would have Mr. Baxter review the agreement. So the ordinance reads that the voluntary conditions have to originate with the property owner. So for the purpose of expediting the process, I worked with our attorney to draft an agreement, but the agreement has to originate from the property owner. So I drafted it as a template. They have to look at it, make whatever adjustments they want to make to it, and then sign off on it and return it to me. In the meantime, I would be working with the planning commission to schedule a hearing. So like, I feel like everything that I've been working towards is to expedite the process as much as I can do so within the framework that the ordinance provides.
And he doesn't have to pay any special fees.
I don't believe that there's a fee for,
Not if he does it at a regular
He
PC
wants to
meeting.
do it before.
But I don't
I
think,
don't think time frame, I don't think we
Elvin.
can do it before.
So we're gonna support spot zoning?
Well, this
There's
isn't,
our first question.
Well,
this
basically,
isn't spot zoning, this is conditional rezoning, which is in our ordinance under Article 21.
What's the difference between spot zoning and conditional?
Conditional rezoning has specific parameters. I would encourage you to read section 21. Or Article, oops, sorry.
actually, Elvin, it's already been spot going. Back in 73 when it built. It was always commercial use.
I'm okay with it, but I'm just asking the question is, are the rest of the board members gonna be okay with it, or are they gonna look at it in a spot? Which is frowned on.
So
Our MTA.
our attorney said that we could use conditional rezoning, which is already in our ordinance in Article 21. So please take the time to read Article 21 to better understand conditional rezoning.
So we are able to do that, and we are able to do it as timely as possible. At our next meeting, which,
Now, I can't guarantee the vote clearly. So if the agreement would go to the planning commission, the planning commission would have a public hearing on it, then the planning commission would vote to make a recommendation to the board, approving it or not approving it. It's not something that the planning commission is authorized to approve, it's something that the board has to approve. So with the recommendation from the planning commission, it would then come back to the board and the board would vote on it.
at August meeting,
That is my suggestion.
is that satisfactory?
About public notification, 15 days out.
That's why we,
That's
that's why we
why I
can't do it
think-
early, we
that's
would
why
have
I
to do it.
think-
That's why we would do it at our next regular meeting. We would have the time to get it out in the paper. And that way we can help them in a legal manner that matches our ordinances and get the ball rolling. It,
If
I feel
everything
like our
falls into
township is
place.
Consistently in trouble because we do backdoor conversations and handshake agreements. We're not following our ordinance. So as your zoning administrator, I am doing my due diligence to bring things to you in a manner that we can do them legally.
and I appreciate that. This is very thorough. It's easily to understand from the reading Article 21. We know will follow our ordinance. There will be no discrepancy that from following the great steps. Thanks for
I think
working
there are
on this and getting it.
That the board asked me to look into, so far I have 2 of the 5. I still have 3 more to go.
I appreciate the work you've done to find what we need to know to do a proper job of these issues.
So the earliest we can do it, let's say, is at the next August meeting.
Yeah.
The second one.
If the
The
planning
second one.
commission sees it
If
at their
we can
meeting,
get it-
it can come to us at our
If we
meeting.
can get it in the paper in time.
Well, 15 days, you should be able to do it.
Can the township board please appoint someone to make sure that notifications is sent to the paper on a timely manner? It doesn't wait till the 11th to our meeting.
Isn't that supposed to be on your board? Don't you have someone that does? Yeah,
Should,
because I know Jackie. has
We as a
done it in the
board
past.
have to approve the verbiage that goes in the paper. So that means we have to have a meeting in order to approve it, to do it properly. So can we, I'm asking the township board to expedite this issue and take care of it themselves for the letter going out to it, instead of putting us in the predicament where one of us write it up and send it out, then everyone says it's incorrect, or we didn't notify enough people, surrounding area of the 500 feet. Can the township board please take care of this matter tonight? Make sure it's done correctly.
you do that?
To add that.
In the clerk?
I hate to dump it on your lap, but it's supposed to go in front of all the board members. We're supposed to approve the verbiage that goes out.
I don't think you've ever. Before.
But we always appoint someone to do it, and we always, as a board, approve it.
Well, could you appoint Luann and have
Can you
her?
guys just take care of it tonight to ask, and have Luann take care of it?
So Robert, if he signs this tonight, they can get the ball rolling.
I don't want him to sign it tonight. I want him to have his attorney look over it to make sure that these are conditions that they can live with. Because I want you to make sure that this is something that's gonna go forward with you and that it's something that works for your needs. This is just drafted as a template to help expedite the process. But by no means do I wanna obligate you to my thoughts about what this might look like. I think that this needs to originate with you. And so I want you to look it over and let me know what conditions you would like to have implemented before you sign that. I'm sure we can, I mean, as soon as you can go through that and get it back to me, I can get it to them. And at this point, we all know what's gonna happen. So they can go ahead and make their notices.
Yeah, we need to get this going as soon as possible.
I appreciate it.
Anything else on New Light? Mr. Barnum, back to you.
That's me.
Yep,
Yeah, I read here.
okay,
Okay. And I guess the way it looks, as long as I still have my special use permit to operate and everything is the way it is, and I have not violated any rules or regulations, I have not had any complaints on what I've done for 55 years.
mm-hmm,
And I've kind of walked it out. For a 20-mile radius from this place, I have taken between 35 and 40,000 junk cars. Refrigerators, washers, dryers, and everything out of this area and kept it clean. I think that means a whole lot.
Yes.
yep,
Sure does.
absolutely.
So,
Are you happy with that? Okay,
So I do have another matter.
oh,
oh, my name on it.
No. Not with your name. It is on your agenda.
Dudley parking complaint?
Yeah.
Investigation?
So I did send you a copy of the report. On June 9th, the Millington Township Planning Commission approved a special land use permit for Paul and Renee Dudley to operate a short-term rental. The permit includes specific conditions, including limits on occupancy, quiet hours, and importantly, a requirement that renters utilize off-street parking, only prohibiting parking along the street, road, or highway. On June 11th, the township received a formal complaint number 2025-008. Alleging that the short-term renters at the Dudley property were parking along the private road outside the designated parking areas. On June 13th, I don't need to read the whole investigation findings, but I can summarize that we have since learned that the information that was presented relative to this short-term rental was not correct, was not accurate. And so the short-term rental that it says it has this spacing of parking for 6 vehicles, and it does not. So the recommendation that I'm making is that the township board refer this matter back to the planning commission for review under the compliance provisions of the special land use permit. And that the planning commission schedule a review hearing under the enforcement provision of the permit to consider modifying the permit to reduce the number of allowable vehicles and or occupants unless and until the applicant can demonstrate sufficient off-street parking.
And I'm reading it says 6 people and 6 vehicles. I honestly, if you have 6 people there, the chances of having 6 vehicles seems.
I'm not making any judgments on it. I'm just saying the permit was drafted to allow for 6 the permit was drafted with the understanding that there was parking spaces for 6 vehicles. And there is not.
Okay.
Was Mr. Dudley notified of this meeting?
I don't know that he was notified of the meeting.
I thought that was our new,
Well, that's a policy that you discussed tonight.
well, I thought we was gonna get on that, but I think it's important to have him there to represent himself.
Well, he would be notified if there was something going to the planning commission to discuss that. That's part of that.
Well, I
process.
think he should still be here to represent himself.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so she's presenting this for us to
And I think
send the
it's-
letter. He hasn't received the letter yet.
So there isn't actually a letter for this. This would come back, this would be sent back to the planning commission. So I didn't draft a letter. I just simply am recommending that the board send this back to it's not, I don't feel like it's an enforcement issue from the zoning administrator perspective. I feel like it's an issue with the permit itself. So that's why my recommendation is that the board send this matter back to the planning commission for review.
But has he been notified that there was a complaint
He's
on
well
him?
aware of the investigation. We've had several
Okay.
comments about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so he is
several
aware of the-
conversations.
He is aware of the issue going on.
I think that's the right avenue, to kind of back to the planning commission to see if we can't get it straightened out.
I'd like to take this moment to apologize. I said, oh geez, for just a minute there, and it was not directed at anyone. I was frustrated with all of the political stuff. I'm not a political person. So
I didn't even hear you say.
well, it was really apparent on my face and it was not directed towards anyone. I'm frustrated with the whole system, all the hoops that we have to watch to get people what they want and no.
And
Yes,
if I may just take a point of privilege, I wanted to introduce to you Mr. Paul Martin, who has graciously accepted the role of deputy zoning administrator and has been helping me on these investigations. So I do appreciate his time and efforts to that end.
Okay, old business, discussion on meeting agenda policy. That was you?
Yes, I broke this up. Just a few thoughts that I've had. As a board member, it's my responsibility to listen to valid concerns from township members. Unless something is time sensitive, I will be voting no when a constituent doesn't follow the meeting agenda policy. I don't appreciate anyone deciding at the last minute that they have information to share, only to remind us of previously made mistakes and then not offer any helpful suggestions. Telling someone to do better without giving them any steps or sharing any wisdom that they may have because of previous experience is not helping anyone. We did not get into this mess overnight. The board is in the position it is in today because past leaders did not set a better precedent. I, for one, would really appreciate it. Instead of people sharing information, constituents would share wisdom or helpful suggestions. That is it.
Okay, and on that also, if you look at the meeting agenda policy, that person should probably have never been put on to the agenda.
Sharon, the worst part about that is you and I were the two that approved when the question was asked.
when they asked the
We were the ones
question,
who approved it,
and,
so-
and just,
I brought it to the board. I
Yep.
didn't make that
And you
decision on my
totally did.
own.
and I'm just
I take
saying,
responsibility and that's why I said that. I will be voting no.
yeah, so we
Fine.
need to. You did compliance with the meeting agenda policy, and we do know we have the ability to say no.
Yep.
And we also know that, he could have said his concern for 3 minutes in the public comment, and then if we felt it warranted, it could have been on the next month's agenda, but we were in error to put it on last month's agenda. And, also, the supervisor will review the agenda and make any necessary changes prior to the meeting. So you do have the authority
Yep,
to look at the agenda ahead of time. So,
absolutely.
so when you said that earlier, it wasn't
Yep.
valid.
Okay. Moving right along. Number 2, clarification update on lawsuit Lay versus Millington Township.
I just know that we had gotten an email regarding information they needed, and there's going to be a meeting on July 24th. And someone had mentioned that because there's not any monetary monies going in and out, is this meeting necessary? And we never got a return email as to what's going on with that. So I just wanted to make sure we discussed it.
What happened with that is we got the court documents here. Jackie checked with Heather, or not Heather, Heidi, to see if she got them. She did not receive them. Jackie forwarded them to her. And Heidi's response was, it's just basically a formality. That's state law. That they put 3 judges, or not 3 judges, 3 attorneys together for monetary resolution. And there was no monetary resolution, so her answer to us was, it's just a formality.
Okay, appreciate the information. Thank you.
Not a problem.
So do you still have the meeting on the 24th or did they waive that?
We don't have the meeting. Heidi's got the meeting.
But
But
it's-
then you're paying the attorney for a meeting that you don't need to have.
Well, the insurance company's paying her, we're not. And that's the last response I got from Heidi on that issue. Okay,
Before public comment, could we have a 5-minute break?
sure. Trying to time you.
Those us.
These are good, this is what they involve. Okay. So. So you must be there. You were really waiting on the first. Should fix it when you're fighting. We're coming from the podcast and we see who's in. You know, it's out to care of it and it's all some. It's also my second house. So. My threat. It's like when you from the south, it's really almost in my. That's, I like standing motions today. But them points of view. Same thing you don't. I like this. With clarity. And I took for. Doing it's all right, but. Still I would take a steamer. Says. It's all. Where it came from.
But we.
Yeah. Tell my bad things. Yes. I think. Still.
Yeah, perfect. That's early.
When you gotta go.
Okay, we'll get back at it. Second public comment. Eldon.
Alvin Simons, Planning Commission Chairman. So the concern with the newspaper ad is, it's supposed to be the 21st, which would be this Monday, you're supposed to turn it in for it to be printed on the 23rd. So that's my concern with the whole newspaper ad in the 15 days, waiting for someone on the planning commission to do it. That was why I asked you guys to take care of it, expedite it. Because maybe if it's done tomorrow, they may still print it or find a way to get it printed out for them.
So if it was in the,
So today it should have been turned in for it to go through publication for on the 23rd.
so it needs to be in the 23rd,
No, it was supposed to be submitted today.
okay, but
In
it-
the 23rd.
if it,
Be on the publication on the 23rd to give us the 15 days.
otherwise we don't have enough days.
Otherwise, we don't have enough days.
Okay,
So there's the concern with the publication. I wasn't being rude about it. I apologize if I came off that way. Secondly, on these special use permits and these variances on going through and reviewing them. Lots of issues there. One is, we don't even know how many we have,
it's a good way to find out though.
but we don't even know where the folders are. We don't know where the folders are. We don't know. There's a disagreement on the special use permits and a variance. What's what? Secondly, on the training I took in Frankenmuth when Bob Worth was in the office, they talked about special use permits were only gone through if they had a yearly expiration date. Or if there was multiple complaints or violations. Then you went through and you looked at them as a planning commission and determined. Are the uses on a special use permit, are they too restrictive for him to operate under? Or is he just non-compliant in doing what he wants? You're supposed to make a determination and maybe change the special use, so he's not under non-conforming no more, so he conforms to a special use. Or you revoke it or take it away. So there's a lot of them floating around out there. The ones that don't have expiration dates, we're gonna go through them and review them for what reason, if there's no complaints. And we gotta figure out where they're at. So, and then,
How many's out there that we don't have?
right, who's gonna go through and start? I mean, what happens when we pull some of these and we start going through them and we find that there's some floating around out there that are non-conforming for their special use, that they're in violation? Now what's gonna happen? That person starts screaming and saying, well, so-and-so's got one, you guys didn't go through his. I mean, you can't just be thrown at the planning commission. You guys gotta start reviewing these. There's gotta be some type of actual active plan to come up with, the way to handle them, procedure, how we're gonna know how many of them there is out there in our township. I mean, there's gotta be a way to do this without just jumping up and start to go through them and then start finding people in violation or not conforming and then start slamming people. It's gonna create havoc. It's gonna create a mess. That's all I'm asking the township. I mean, whatever we do with it, let's make sure we move forward in an active plan that works for everybody, for the planning commission to go through them properly and go and not create more havoc in the township than we already have and have people screaming at us.
Thank you for explaining.
I got a question, Elvin. What's the difference between a special land use permit around a commercial business? Or have a zone commercial? It's the same thing.
You can't have a special land use permit for a commercial business.
No, what I'm saying is, just like Rick, I mean, we can give them a special land use permit to run a commercial business, or we can give them a zone it commercial. What's the difference?
I disagree with Ms. Denver on the fact that I said a commercial piece of property was a commercial business and I have a special use permit for a commercial business.
Well, when I.
Oh, actually, I
looked
have
at our
variance.
ordinance,
I should read.
It doesn't say that.
I have
which is-
variance.
Reason for the conditional rezoning. Because
So I have the variance on my piece of property. You can't have a dealer's license in our township without a variance or a special use permit.
I'm not
You
trying to
can't have a
understand your question.
repair business on a piece of commercial, according to our ordinances, a repair business requires a special use permit on a commercial piece of property. According to our ordinance.
I'm not sure I understand. Are you asking me a question?
I am asking you a question, because
What's
you
the
just made a
question?
comment that you can't have a special use permit on a commercial piece of property.
No, I said you can't rezone something to commercial with a special land use permit.
Okay, I misunderstood you, I apologize.
Okay,
Okay,
So, I'm not sure,
okay,
his just needs to be on the property, so
yeah, I believe
we
so
just need
too.
to expedite it and get it done.
And it wasn't done back in 73, so we need
I'm
to do
sure
what we
there's-
can for them.
I'm sure we have lots of them in our township that we need to address.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're finding them.
well, I'm starting to work my way through.
but the bad thing about it is the information is really sparse. I mean, I've looked through the information we got and there's nothing, just like Mr. Barnum. Only information we had is what he gave us.
Well, again, I feel like, historically, our township hasn't kept very good records, and that's something that we are attempting to.
Yeah, from here forward, we're gonna
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
do it
I'm just
better.
saying, I mean, we go and investigate them, there's really no information on
But we
But-
have to do our due diligence.
Oh, I
To
agree.
make sure that we're building the record.
I agree. Any other second comment? Yeah,
Ed Mashpee, 7951 Houston Drive. On regards to people of the board being able to speak in another meeting. Definitely I, as a public citizen, feel you need to be very careful on putting a muzzle on us, because we do have our rights as a United States citizen. Also, Matt Opperman looked into that. He had contacted the MTA. And the MTA attorney also said that we have a right to speak in any public comment. So I think the board needs to be very careful on proceeding forward with putting a muzzle on people that serve on these boards. Secondly, again, going through all these special land use permits. I have not heard of any other townships that do that on an annual basis. I do feel we should probably get the MTA input on something like that. They have a good feel for, what's happening in Michigan. What are the other townships doing? We don't need to be doing something unique. There's definitely procedures out there that other people are doing. Thank you.
I did get a hold of Catherine. She called me back at 3 o'clock. And she said the best thing to do is refer to your township attorney. She couldn't give no legal
Input on it.
input on
Oh.
it. Any other second public comment? Okay, action items, Millington Summer Festival parking
Do you
lot.
wanna add those as action items?
They did add a quote, so once you got the letter written to the notice for.
Right. Yeah, we'll point that, and this short-term rental complaint.
Well, and the
Oh,
things
we've
that
already-
were listed in my zoning, so the new light and the Barnum, I also need you to. So
We've
there's
already
actually
approved the
3 things
agenda.
there.
We were asked to
Change
add this
action
by
items.
the planning commission to do get notification from the township office, and our planning commission
Well, the-
asked us to do that for them. Do we need that as an action item is what I'm asking.
I think we've already got that worked out, don't we? Or as far as doing the.
We didn't vote on,
Yeah, we can vote on that, I guess.
And,
Yeah, I thought we already had it worked out.
well, and it does say, unless there is a time sensitive thing, which I feel that I think all of these have been time sensitive. I mean, would you not agree, especially the new one? I mean,
No, absolutely, but I thought it was already worked out, but we can vote on it.
So is there another one that needed to be added there?
So you have the violation letters listed, there's two of them, so I don't know if you need to have them listed twice,
Okay.
and then the new light and the Barnum and the, Dudley special land
So
use.
those would be under number 12.
Well, you could number them however you. want.
Violation
So
letters.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, maybe.
So I make a motion that we add the action item, the new life, that we do the, as asked by the planning commission, we do the publication tomorrow, if at all possible, from our township office.
But tomorrow is too late, no?
So we can call and ask if we can still get them in.
nothing's final until your judgment, then got negotiated.
Tax.
So I make a motion. Did you get that motion?
I did not, I'm starting to.
Okay, I'm making a motion that we, per the planning commission asking us, we will do the publication for the new life planning commission, public hearing.
You like me like,
New light, I'm sorry, new light.
well, that'd be a problem too.
Yeah, I don't want that. New light public.
There's been a motion to add new light publication. And to the action items and Barnum also, or Barnum pretty well satisfied.
No, you still have to vote on it.
Okay,
Yeah, but later, that's hard.
and also Barnum's
Barnum's letter.
That's not a part of my motion.
okay,
If you'd like to entertain that, I'll be glad to. And to add,
you motion.
I thought that would be under the violation letter.
The violation letters would
Isn't
be
really in a
for,
violation, isn't it?
Okay.
no, violation
So-
letters would be for 007 and 009. And in addition to that, you'd have New Light, Barnum, and Dudley.
What am I in violation of?
You're not in violation.
No, you're not, Bob.
So use the word.
No, she made it.
That's why I said you was in violation. Okay,
So-
number 13, right?
So with that a motion, that changed the
I'm
agenda.
going to make a motion to add,
It's just adding it to the agenda, okay, yeah.
Okay.
yes. So I'm making a motion, amending my motion to add violation letters 007 and 009 and to the agenda, and also the New Light and Dudley and New Light and Barnum to the agenda for, to send out their letters and to do the publication for New Light to get a, for planning
Public
commission, for the planning commission to get that ad in the notification for the hearing in the paper.
And then
This for the
late
agenda.
for
That's to add it to the agenda, yes.
Action item.
Action.
Okay.
planning.
And a violation letter for 007, 009 is already there.
Dudley.
Thank you.
And I'm recording, I'll be going.
And
to do that.
But Dudley's just gonna be referred back to the planning commission.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, I guess we'll add 13 would be new light publication, planning commission. And 14 would be Barnum. And 15 would be Dudley.
Support for her motion.
Gerald already did that.
Oh,
Here,
okay.
supported me.
Okay, you've heard the motion, been seconded. Is there any discussion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Those opposed, motion passed. Is that it for action items?
Mhm.
Number 1, Millington Summer Festival parking lot use.
Make
I-
a motion to put, have the, okay, the Millington Summer Festival to use our parking lot during the summer festival for 2025 season.
Yeah. You've heard the motion, been supported. Is there any discussion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Those opposed, motion passed. State police officer parking lot use. I make a motion, we allow the state police officer to use our lot, park his car
Support.
You've heard the motion been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Resolution to establish a minimum, okay, I'll wait.
You made that motion, you seconded it. Okay, now we make it.
You ready?
Yes.
Number 3, resolution establish a minimum performance guarantee for temporary dwelling unit under section 1409. I think we made some changes to that.
Yes.
Would you like to make a motion, Gerald?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the proposal as written to establish a minimum required financial guarantee in the amount of 1,500 for all temporary dwellings involved the use of a shed, garage, or similar structure in case where the proposed improvements are more extensive, the township may require a higher amount up to 2,500 at the discretion of the zoning administrator.
Okay, you've heard the motion with the changes.
Support.
With 1,500 and 2,500. Is there any discussion? And now we need a roll call, Laura.
Barzell,
Yes.
Kynan,
Yes.
Anderson, Watts, Cook,
Yes.
Loomis.
Yes. Policy public official participating in Kwanzaa judicial proceedings.
I move that we accept this policy as written with taking out the or rewording where it said the member should refrain from attending the ZBOA hearings. And I don't know, change that to what was your,
May.
that they may attend ZBOA hearings.
Support.
You've heard the motion, been supported. Is there any discussion? Now, Laura, we need a roll call, please.
Just 1 second. Cook,
No.
Cameron. Yes. Kynan,
Yes.
Barzell,
Yes.
Loomis.
No. Motion passed. MTA training workshops for all board members and zoning administrator.
I make a motion that we allow any board member, zoning administrator to be able to attend the meetings that are put on by MTA in August and October.
Support.
Will I put a cost in that or not?
See the cost in
I
here.
don't see no cost.
It's over here on the right.
1 page. Yes.
Thought I see.
Each one is a different price. 150 or 175. Oh, early bird rates are 100 or 125.
For those trainings, is that for August, change the one that
August and
October?
to cover their
Registration.
registration fees.
Okay, so I have it August and October, got we?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've heard the motion, been seconded. Is there any discussion? Now, Laura, we need a roll call, please.
Who was the first one to? First and second, out of you two.
I made the motion.
I supported.
I have supported it.
Barzell,
Yes.
Kynan,
Yes.
Cameron, yes. Cook,
Yes.
Loomis.
Yes. Motion passed. Number 5, MTA training workshop, or I'm sorry, number 6, updating YouTube live stream email address. I think we already decided.
That's not
We decided
necessary.
to, Luann has decided to take the
Just
brunt
keep
of
it?
that by updating it every time.
Okay.
Right in there, so.
So that one's all done?
Yep.
We don't need to vote on that. Revision of FOIA form. I make a motion that we accept the revision of the FOIA form.
Support.
You've heard the motion, been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Revision to burial form.
And make a motion to support the revisions to the burial form as submitted by Laura.
Support.
You've heard the motion, been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Policy to notify residents when on the agenda. I make a motion that we notify the residents when they are on the agenda. And,
Do you want to adopt the policy to do that?
well, adopt a policy to notify the residents when they're on an agenda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Support.
He already supported it.
Oh,
Gerald already did.
speak up,
You've
Gerald.
heard the motion, been discussed it, or been seconded, is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed.
I would like to, um, make a motion to, put this, what do you say, what do you want to put on the next one?
Table.
Table it. Thank you. Table the special land use permit review, so we can look into it further.
I'll support it. Well, go ahead, Joel. Been a motion to table the policy for special land use permit annual reviews, been seconded, during discussion. Not all those in favor say aye.
I,
Those opposed, motion passed. Police Tahoe service for maintenance and repair.
I would like to make a motion that we go to the Tuscola County Sheriff's mechanic for future repairs on our police vehicle.
Support.
You've heard the motion, been supported, is there any discussion? If not, we need a roll call, Laura.
Cook,
yes,
Cameron, yes, Kynan,
Yes.
Jarzell,
Yes.
Loomis.
No. Motion passed. Violation letter 007 and 009.
I'll make the motion that we send them out.
Support.
Then a motion to send out the letters for 007 and 009. Been supported, is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Let me see, new light and publication planning. Committee. Commission.
I make a motion that, the zoning administrator sends out the letter to New Light for resolution of their zoning issues.
And
And,
Publication.
and publication, oh, yes, I'm sorry, and publication, to get the public hearing, that the township board will be responsible for that.
Support.
You've heard the motion been supported, is there any discussion? Do we want to appoint people to do this or just? I would say probably Luann.
I'll work with Jackie on it.
Jackie or Laura.
We able to do it
And
tomorrow.
Laura.
Yeah,
I work
tomorrow
till-
morning.
Okay, I was gonna say I work till 2, but I mean, if.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to get a hold of the paper first thing, so.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Yeah, and I'm sure Jackie can help out, so.
thank you, Leanne.
You've heard the motion been seconded, is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Number 14, Ms. Barnum.
make a motion that we, give the letter to Mr. Barnum regarding his property.
Support.
You've heard the motion been seconded, is there any discussion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Number 15, Dudley back to the planning commission.
I'll make that motion that we send the Dudley special use permit back to the planning. For review.
I'll support that. Then a motion to send Dudley's special land use permit back to the planning commission for review. It's been seconded, is there any discussion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Supervisors report. Been catching up on a lot of land splits and combinations, seemed like I never get caught up in that. A lot of old stuff that should have been done years ago, but just now getting to. We successfully had a tire drive Saturday, filled a trailer. The football team and the coaches really helped out tremendously. And I send a appreciation to the superintendent, tell them how good a job they did. Tomorrow I got board of review for July. I've got a lot of questions about the Swaffer Road property, if we'd be interested in selling it. I said, well, I'll mention it at the board meeting and see what they say. And getting a lot of questions about ditching and about the ditches need to be cleaned out and driveway culverts. I told them we got a policy and so does the road commission. I guess the only question I got is the Swaffer Road property, is there any interest in selling it? I told them I'd bring it to the board and ask
What is the Swampford Road property?
You know where the Mennonite church is on Swafford Road? Just east of that, there's four acres. It used to be years ago an old dump, Millington dump, township dump. And we own that. We done soil test on it. There's nothing contaminated. But I get a lot of question about people questioning if we would be willing to sell it for hunting property.
I think if we own
I
it,
could care, yeah, I could care less one way or the other, but
Actually, we're really not in the owning land business, so it's. In my opinion, if we sold it, we'd be getting tax monies on it. You don't really need it,
It's not doing us any good, it's just
So-
sitting there.
but do you have an offer on it?
no, I figured it myself, I think the best way to approach is put it out for bids with a minimum bid. Find out from the real estate company what it's worth. That way they can't say, well, I'd like to have that property for that or this. You want it, bid on it. That's my opinion. Personally, I could care less if we keep it or sell it. I mean, it's not costing us nothing. It's,
Well, we don't pay taxes on it either.
see, this all came up Gerald years ago. The state was entertaining a motion to, if we had property that wasn't essential to the residents, that they would start charging us taxes on it. So that's when I sent out and got a soil test for it. And the soil testing cost us nothing, because I knew it was an old dump, so I wanted to check to make sure as far as contaminants and stuff. And the book's in there, I mean, they done a full review. So. But anyways, I had a gentleman called me and asked me, and I said, well, I'll tell you what, I said, I'll bring it up at the meeting and see if there's any interest.
How many acres?
40 acres. And the ditch goes down through the center of it.
County drain.
Yeah, it's county drain. I mean, it is a nice piece of property as far as hunting, but
Is it landlocked?
no,
No, it's got frontage.
No sand or groundwater?
not that I know of.
Do we make money by renting it as hunting property?
Do we want to do that?
I have no idea.
We have liabilities and that.
Probably not. I was there.
I mean, this is something we could think about and bring back at the next meeting. I mean, we don't have to make a decision tonight. I mean, but I wanted to throw that out to do it, and I did it.
So honestly, did this go quicker than you expected?
Went a lot quicker, you know,
It's not 13.
well, I looked at 17, actually 17, because you got, well, 18, because you got two there, one there, and one there.
The spraying, when does the county do that?
The what?
The spraying that we voted on a while ago, when?
They were doing it on Sheridan Road tonight when we came.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their timeline is.
Yeah,
I
they
haven't-
were spraying Sheridan Road today.
Oh, okay.
And is there possibilities of cutting back some of the roads? You know, didn't they go through and cut back the brush on the sides of the road? I like the trees that are high that, didn't they do that? a
We
couple years
hired,
back?
we hired that out,
That's something we
and
have
that
to do.
before I even came on,
I was thinking it wasn't that long ago,
no.
there's some of the trees.
We hired a guy from Little Pier, what I understand, to go through and trim the trees and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a safety problem, the road commissioner will do it, but other than that,
Yeah, I was just wondering, you know, because the roads are creeping in and over, and I couldn't remember that, that was the county or our,
no, we take care of that.
okay.
I mean, if it's a problem with the roads, they will do it, but
Okay.
if it's not a problem, it's up to us.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we
Wait,
adjourn.
we didn't-
Whoops,
I wanted to announce.
oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I want to announce that July 31st, they're doing a fire hall open house and, National Night Out here in the parking lot. They'll be serving, hot dogs and pulled pork sandwiches and coleslaw. And, so I just invite everybody, to come on out, you can do a tour, see all the things that we've purchased and used, and it's 6 to 8.
What
And
was the
Daryl's
date?
helping serve the food.
What's the date?
Thursday, the 31st.
31st.
Yeah, and probably the next night, so the weekend they'll be setting up festival. So that's my firefighter report.
Okay. Any other reports?
Lake Trail has been used a couple of times for special, like a running event and biking events on either end. And we're getting close to being able to get the asphalt redone, the patches. We're waiting on one little bit of money yet, but it looks positive.
I've heard the guy's doing a really good job.
Yeah, they're really keeping it clean and with all the wind and stuff. Yeah, Scott's gonna do it. He's working with us very well. And then the guys have done a lot of cleanup with all the wind and stuff we've had. They've been very busy. So if anybody wants to help with their chainsaw, give me your number and we'll hook you up.
As far as the park, we got another concert coming up August 23rd. So if you're interested, we'll have food trucks out there. So now I guess I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Been a motion to adjourn, been seconded. Is there any discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passed.
I can judge you on that. But they're really bigger when they do.
Where Sharon?
Same.
That eight.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what. You're not going out. Yes. They dug out.